Hey everybody, this is Daryl Davey coming from the game room for Oaken Hollow Games on our weekly checkup. Sorry, a little bit gurgly. Just saying hi, seeing how everybody is. I had maybe mentioned earlier in the week that we were supposed to be having another live play. We were going to use the names on the houses. With the weather being what it was, we ended up canceling our test night on this Thursday. Or last Thursday, I suppose. So we didn't get to that, but Phil still came over, and I'm going to go into a little bit about what we talked about. Now, I can't go into everything because some of it isn't cemented enough, but needless to say, some of the things we talked about are pretty cool and could potentially be pretty big stuff coming up. Today, I've got a few projects going on. The kids are out swimming, and so I'm going to be able to sit down and really dive into stuff like making a rule book, and I need to draft up an email to send out to somebody for some potential crossover stuff. So we're going to be busy today, but that's good. That's a good thing. I need to get this rule book done. It's not my wheelhouse, and it's not my favorite thing to do. To sit here and burn my eyes out in front of a computer forever. I suppose I could probably try to get some Geist art done too. I need to start on that, but I need to knuckle down and get this rule book. I'm finding ways to distract myself. I've even started a print off for Phil here. He's got some skirmish pieces for his demo board that need to be replaced. So, not replaced, added to. He doesn't have the Necromancer and the Barbarian. But I'm rambling. Earlier this week, I had mentioned that Oaken Hollow's Games had an interview with somebody, and that was the Pine Journal. I didn't know if it was coming out this week or next week, but check next week's Pine Journal. I think they come out late Thursday, early Friday morning, and there should be something in there. I'll make more posts on that for anybody who's interested. It's the first, well, not the first interview since, but the Pine Knot had done a big interview back probably right when we founded Oaken Hollow Games, but it was more based on All Hallows Eve. That one's a good read. You can find that as well. Christopher Mim had just did a newsletter. We got to be fan of the week for that. That was really fun, kind of getting involved with his stuff. Let's see. What other kind of fun media stuff's been going on? Not a lot. I haven't been on the Instagram a whole lot. I'll maybe put some stuff up there for folks who follow as the time passes. But, yeah, we will see. Phil and I, the big takeaway from that we can talk about right now that we talked over on Thursday was getting a 3D scanner. And going forward, if we get a quality enough one, which the one we're looking at, I'm assuming will be, as long as all the files and stuff transfer over, will be a really, really neat asset to have. A tool for the workshop where we can get high fidelity scans of things. So instead of having to hire out, we can just scan a costume for like Mischief, Noita, Cog, that kind of stuff. For those of you listening and looking at this later, you get maybe you look into some of the cool products that'll be coming out later, is like a reprint with some of those better ones. For some of our future projects, the models are going to need to be bigger, and, well, I don't know if bigger, but just they're going to need to stand up in quality-wise as well. Not that our current 3D stuff isn't good, but these ones, like, it kind of fits within the vibe of what All Hallows Eve and Skirmish is. But moving forward, not everything's going to have the Candy People style totally. And so with the 3D scanner, I can make larger physical things, whether that's through sculpting or kit bashing or what have you, and make a larger object, and then we can scan that object and put it in and print it out. So it should be really cool, really high fidelity stuff, as long as all those pieces fall into place. Plus, I mean, it'll be fun to monkey with, and then there's lots of cool other stuff that might be able to come with that. You know, if you I don't know, I want to put the cart too far ahead of the horse, but stuff like maybe we'll have a public day where you come and you Renaissance gear, you can get scanned, and then for a set price we can scan you and print you off a replica of you for your miniatures in D&D, or whatever role-playing system you like. So that could be something that might come up with that scanner, which I think could be a lot of fun. And then talking about maybe going back and modeling some other of the projects that we've already done and just getting, like, actually sculpting them rather than using a 3D rendering program. Sometimes those, like, maker marks, just, it makes them feel more quality. You can add some details that I just don't have the skill level of doing, or would then have to hire out for somebody else to do. So with that scanner, it would be really, really cool to be able to, you know, get those in and print them out. So, yeah, so there's that. Working on the rulebook today. I have all of the art assets done for it, hopefully. And then it's just making a blank back, setting everything up, making sure the fonts look nice, putting them out. And then I need to get some decent pictures of Skirmish taken for the background, so all the information like, hey, this is Skirmish, blah, blah, blah. The back of the box artwork needs to be done too, and then Skirmish is pretty much wrapped, which is awesome, which means we can start going into production and hopefully get that out by summer, which would be really, really cool. I'm trying to think of any other big projects. Next time I showed Phil the Capture the Flag, kind of on a whim. It wasn't something that I am anticipating putting out soon, but he seemed pretty excited about it. A friend of mine had taken it with his kids camping, and they loved it, and it was stopping people when they were playing at, like, Wayside Rest, because the game is intended to just plop down on any surface you have and be able to play with these miniatures. Kind of like My First War Game, in a way. And it was enough to draw people's attention, even with just the kind of the beta copy that I had given out to my friend. So yeah, maybe that's something that'll come out. I don't want to push too much out, because right now, by the end of this year, we'll have, if all goes well, Skirmish and Graveyard Smash, potential secret extra, the costumes for Skirmish and Graveyard Smash. Those will probably come out closer to fall, to co-align with the Graveyard Smash coming out. But maybe Capture the Flag will be thrown in there. We'd also talked a little bit about some other types of games that we want for those eagle-eared listeners. Elephant-eared listeners? I don't know. We have a project called MAM that is going to be very large scale, which is part of the reason why we want that scanner. We're going to start maybe etching out the bones of that in the near future. And we had also talked, because it's more of like a board control game, and just a different scale than All Hallows Eve and Skirmish would be, and then maybe trying the works of like a dexterity game, which could be pretty fun. Phil and I were tossing around ideas, and he had some really fun ones. So not a lot of detail on that yet, just because we're not sure which direction we're going. It's not something that's going to come out anytime soon. I say that, and then I get sucked into a project, and there it is, almost ready to go. But yeah, I think some big things are coming down the pipeline. Don't really know if there's a whole lot more to say today, because I got to start getting working here. Otherwise, I'll be falling behind. So I guess keep an eye out for some art updates. I might be doing that. Probably more rule books. Once that's all done, I will set up a copy, have people look at it, make sure everything's looking good before I send it off for test prints. And yeah, so either way, thank you so much for tuning in, or if you're watching this a little bit later, thanks for dropping by. I hope you all have a great day. Make sure to spread the word about Oaken Hollow games. Anybody who might be interested, send that link off to them, get them connected. I've got cards and stuff too if you ever need those, and that would help us a bunch. The more eyes we got, the better we get, and that's really cool. So thank you for doing what you do. You all have an excellent weekend, and I will see you sometime later.